iPhone. Eric, could you give me your full name and just confirm if you are the owner? Uh, that uh, that's you, and you'll need to take yourself off of mute. While he's working on that, let's go over to Alice Emons.
Yes.
Alice, you with
Yes.
us? Okay, I have you down here as the applicant. Is that
Yes.
correct?
And the architect for the project.
Okay, great. Welcome. Eric, are you able
Yeah,
to
I just did.
unmute? Okay, welcome. You're the owner on this, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, and is it Dannenfelser?
correct.
Okay, great. Are we expecting anyone else to join us here today on the applicant owner side?
No.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get started then. I need to read through our hearing script. This will just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll begin. So this is the December 11th, 2024 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. The case before us today is case number ZH20240147. The purpose of the hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. For our purposes here today, I'll allow during that time one of you to speak, both of you to speak. However you want to orient your presentation is up to you. Typically during these hearings, applicants will tell me about any background on the project they think is important, what exactly it is they are proposing to do, the zoning relief that they need, and then of course why that zoning relief is appropriate. After that, if there were anyone here from the public, I would allow them an opportunity to speak. In the event that any party were to testify or offer argument in opposition, you would be allowed to respond to that testimony offered in opposition and then make any closing statements. I may have some questions along the way. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. Okay, last thing I need to do here is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, the zoning code requires that I swear you in. So I'm going to do that now. If you could each raise your right hand, I need you to answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. All right, who's going to take the lead for us here today on the applicant's presentation?
I'll go ahead and give a start.
Okay, floor is yours.
The project involves adding a porch onto an existing single-family house. There used to be a porch on the house that's been demolished for some time. Basically, in order to get a porch that is of a size that is useful, we need a variance because in averaging the properties in 300 feet in either direction, the average setback is about 36 feet 4 inches. If we do the porch at the depth that we're hoping to do, that would give us a setback of 29 feet 9 3/8. That's obviously different, but in this case, there's nothing in the zoning code that really, other than the basic averaging requirement of the zoning type, that makes this a necessity. The baseline setback for that single family district doesn't ask for as much as we are required to do, other than the averaging. And adjacent properties have similar porches, and the ones that do project further into that gap between houses and property lines are of similar depth. So they're the ones that are helping the average be a little bit less bad than it might be otherwise. But it's the same kind of thing. It's an 8 to 10 foot deep porch. Historically, those houses on that street had porches. Many of them still do. And this both, in a lot of ways, makes the house more conformant with its neighbors than less, and is, of course, a significant improvement to the features that the house adds for the owner. Good investment financially, good for the rhythm and the demeanor of the street. So, according to all the requirements that are asked of this, it really seems like there's nothing in the zoning code that we are getting in the face of other than the averaging requirement itself.
Okay, great. Eric, did you want to add anything to Ms. Eamon's comments?
Not really. I mean, the big thing for us is, there was a porch in the front of the house originally. We do enjoy a front porch. That's something and we have an overhang now that needs to be replaced regardless. So there has to be some work done there no matter what. And then, this project's contingent on, I want to repaint the house and get a new roof, at the same time. So, it's just kind of waiting for this first step to drop, and I think aesthetically, like, Alice said, I think it's going to make the house look a lot better, and give us an opportunity, to be more neighborly.
Okay, great. Let's see. I don't think I have any questions. This is going to be an open air porch, correct? It won't be
Yes.
an enclosed edition. Okay, got it. I don't have any questions for you guys. Anything you all would like to say in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
The only other thing I'll add is that aesthetically, I think actually having a full porch on this thing makes it look a lot more like it belongs there. There's an addition that was put on in, I think it was the 50s. Was that right, Eric?
Around there, yes.
And it's a neat addition. It's a very mid-century modern one, which is of course very, very different than the base house. And the good thing about this porch and the way Eric and his wife want to have it detailed is that it pays homage to both parts of the house and probably unifies them better than the existing little stoop that's there, in addition to actually giving them some decent outdoor space to work with. So in that sense, I think it helps make the house look less like an old house that had something glommed onto it.
Okay, great. I think we can leave it at that. I've had a chance to review the application materials and staff report that was produced by the planning department. And based on that and based on the testimony that I've heard here today, I agree with the arguments and contentions of the applicant. And so I'm going to approve the application. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks from today is Christmas. And
Yes.
so I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. I'll try and get it to you before Christmas, but there's a chance that it may fall on Thursday or Friday after that. Either way, as soon as I finish the decision, I put it into a PDF. I'll email it to each of you and the zoning plans examiner that worked on this case. I'll email that to you as soon as it's finished. Once the zoning plans examiner has that email, he'll be able to approve the zoning on his end, and you all can take the next steps.
Great.
Any questions about any of that?
Nope.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Well, if you have any questions in the meantime, or you want a status update on the decision, feel free to reach out to me. I'm not taking any time other than Christmas and New Year's Day over the holidays, so I'll be around. I'll be able to respond to any questions or status update requests. Otherwise, good luck on the project. Hope you have a wonderful day and a good holiday season.
Yeah, you too. Thank
we're
you.
adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.